Well, hello there, lords and ladies of the realm. I am Wadsworth the Fifth, and with me, as always,
Esmeralda from the West.
and we just finished a fantastic video covering
Mhm.
a whole bunch of subjects, but it was ending on another subject that became so long that we were like, all right, part two video,
Mhm.
and I believe this is the first time that we've actually done that.
Yes.
The first one went so long, so if you watch the first one, this is part two,
Yes.
and we were going to be taking off where we left off.
Mhm.
And
on a subject that really does deserve its own attention in its own video.
Absolutely. So,
Ask for what you want.
I believe you'd like to kick it off.
I would. We had the Midnight Prince, and this is our lovely little fairy deck here. It is the Fairy Oracle.
Which is very pretty.
It is quite, yes.
I do like this.
They're very enchanting.
Even like the inside of the box is kind of very decorative and stuff.
Right. And we have this fellow here, the Midnight Prince. And the Midnight Prince tells us to ask for what you want and be honest.
Right?
And it got us to thinking, how often are we not honest with what we want?
Oh, God.
How often?
All the time. And it's a bad habit for fucking everybody. Forgive the language. But, I mean, I do. Like, you think about it, and, like, it's probably both ways for men and women. I mean, when you're dating people, everyone's like, what I really want, I probably shouldn't mention for 6 to 12 months to 10 years. We'll see. If I got her on the hook that long, maybe then I can say what I like. It's a little cuckoo.
It is a little cuckoo.
And we all do it.
We do, to varying degrees, I think we do.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
Because I think, sometimes we think, what will others think if I actually am honest and I tell them I want whatever it is?
Yeah, it's fear.
It is. Fear of being rejected, fear of being thought of as a heathen or whatever.
Weirdo.
Right.
Yes, maybe you are, but...
Scandalous.
Right? But, be honest to yourself at the very least.
Well, sometimes that is part of it, is that maybe we cannot be honest with ourselves.
Well, yeah.
It is funny obviously this can be in the sexual realm, but even in just real life, I remember many moons ago knowing somebody who only wanted like a little tiny house. Huh. And when I would look at my big fancy house and be like, oh, how I love that, they would always look at me and be like, oh no, I don't want anything like that. Like, I just want my little tiny, like, 2 little bedroom, little cottage. I was always like, weird. And then I started to doubt myself and think, like, oh my gosh, like, what am I doing? Why do I want this giant house? I mean, I'm one person. I am one person. Why would I want this giant house?
Mm-hmm.
So I started to wonder, like, maybe I should want a smaller house. Should I be asking for a big house? Right? So it's like, even on silly things like that, we start to doubt ourselves and question, is it proper that I want a big house when I am one person? What am I going to do with all these rooms?
I would have a few ideas.
Oh, yes.
Tunnels, mazes, paintball room, art room, dog and kitty room.
Secret tunnels.
Secret tunnels. Gotta have the hidden room in the library.
Yes! Oh my God, I love it.
Yes.
So he reminds us to be honest. And you are right, with relationships. And I feel like it is ridiculous. I feel like that is why for many moons I did not really dabble in the world of relationships, because I did not want to play those stupid games.
Well,
of this is who I am pretending to be, and then in 3 months I will show you a little bit more of who I actually am.
Right.
And then I will show you more of who I actually am. And then you're like, who the fuck are you? You're totally different than who you were a month ago or a year ago.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, you don't like me anymore. Well, you're not the same damn person that you were.
No.
Why did you lie to me?
Yeah. And it happens over and over again. Because you wonder why you're in these foolish dating pools or online dating sites.
In the world.
Yeah.
Look at my shiny penny. Meanwhile, I'm a fucking old nickel. Like, what?
Right? Yeah. Well, and like, it makes me think of you and I. Like, we met at King Richard's Fair. Mm-hmm. And it's this very unique Renaissance fair thing. But, perhaps if I was afraid or one of us wasn't at the fair and like, oh, I can't tell this person that I just met at the store that I'm trying to pick up that I might dress up in costume and go to the fair and juggle or whatever you're doing, right?
Right.
Because I might be judged for that. But that's something that we both find a passion in. We both love, and we love our acting, and we do our thing here for you.
We do.
You know, and if we had both hidden who we are, or one of us hid these things from the other, we'd never make these videos.
No, we would not.
No, right?
You would not see how silly I am.
Yeah, because we'd still be in that. So,
I must be proper.
Yes, I'd be coming home in my suit and tie and be like, yes, I just got home from work. Not telling you, I just got home from the Renaissance Fair and I've been watching the girls in the tight skirts and the hoisted brassieres, you know? So, I mean, it all depends, you know? But that's what happens if you're not honest with who you are or what you do. I mean, clearly, I was a nerd back in the day. I was the comic king. I had, like, you know, I reviewed comics. Zenoscope Comics would send me their comics and, you know, other comics. And I'd get into, you know, all kinds of conventions and stuff and do interviews with people and bands and stuff like that were there. It was a glorious time. But there are people that look down on that sort of life. And so, but, you know, if the person you're after doesn't like you for the things that you like, why waste the time on that person? That is the worst
thing.
They
might change. Maybe I can show them pictures of Renaissance costumes and they might think they're pretty and maybe be interested in going, oh, look, this little lady has a little corset on. Maybe you would like that.
Right. Well,
meanwhile, it's such a huge part of my life. I cannot imagine not having the fair in my life, and it feeds my soul.
Right. And, like, one of the other cards we pulled was this one. Follow me. Like, if you don't want to come with me, what's the point?
Right. I mean, if you did not like the fair, I cannot really imagine that working.
Right? Yeah.
Because it truly is such a big part of my life.
Yeah.
That I cannot imagine dating somebody who is like, what is this foolish thing that you do?
Right? Yeah, it would ruin everything.
Right?
Yeah. And, you know, so, I mean, that is her big part of her life. I helped out for the sake of the children, is why I ended up meeting you. You know, it was like...
cosmically...
Yeah.
arranged.
Yeah. I had the request from someone that worked there that we cannot find any big strapping men to come push the kids' rides. And so I volunteered. Then, you know, but clearly it worked out. You know, I went, I had a great time. I allowed myself to have this experience. You know, it was, you know, I'd say an offshoot of the Comic King thing. You know, it was like, you know, cosplaying characters and stuff and having fun. And so it was great, a great time. I loved helping the kids and the people I worked with. So it was great. You know, and it worked out fantastic.
You got to meet me.
I got to meet you. So it was glorious. And yeah, so it's great. But I mean, when you deny who you are and the things you want to do, when you're not being your authentic self because of fear, if you're not your authentic self because of fear, you are denying your partner, you are denying yourself, everything, who you really are. And sometimes maybe you don't know who you really are, what you really want, and things change.
Which is true.
But
yes.
But for the most part, be honest. Go to the bar. Go wherever you want to be. Renaissance Fair, comic convention, picking up somebody at the supermarket. You know, you're going to find me in the meat aisle. So that's where I hang out there.
Alexis meat.
But, you know, be your authentic self. Mm-hmm. Don't hide who you are. Mm-hmm. And you're far more inclined that the universe is going to lead you to that person that is for you.
Actually for you.
It's
not
for you.
Like fake for you.
Yeah, the pretend you.
Oh, God, right? Like, you're wonderful for the pretend me. Oh, God.
Yeah,
like
you were the perfect match for the pretend me.
My God, like, why?
Right?
I know somebody and I love them to death. But they do stupid things like that, where it's like, oh, I met a man, and oh, I like him so much that I am going to pretend to be this person that he wants me to be.
Oh.
Isn't it exhausting?
Right?
Like, honestly, isn't it exhausting to make believe you are somebody who you are not?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I cannot imagine you could keep up the facade forever.
No. Well, that's happened in one of my previous relationships. This person lied to me forever about who they really are, what they really wanted, and they destroyed all our lives. Destroyed it.
Benefit? You're not happy. They're not happy.
Yeah.
Nobody's happy. So
No.
it's like, what is the point of me making believe I am somebody who I am not?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just the same. I mean,
be honest.
Right. Be honest. I mean, little things like, oh, I don't know, children. Like, hey, do you want to have children? And if the answer is yes, and the answer is yes for me, then what is your philosophy maybe on raising children?
Well, yeah. The next question after that.
Right? Because if we're going to have a child together, and my beliefs about raising children are quite contrary to your beliefs about raising children,
Yeah.
then we might want to rethink having children.
Together.
Right.
You can still have children, but
you can still have children, but maybe with somebody whose views are a little more in alignment with your own versus somebody who.
Yeah. If you're the strict parent and they're like, just let the kids burn the house down, that may not work out well.
It might not work out
That
well.
might
You
not
might
work
want to
out.
shank each other in the middle of the night. Which, not a happy home for the children.
No, it's miserable for everyone because you didn't communicate.
Right.
And it's not good. And because, there is truth, there's beauty in truth.
There is.
And like you tell who you are, how you want it. Sometimes things come up in relationships that maybe you didn't pre-plan for, but that's entirely different than
because we all
not being
learn
honest.
And we grow, and I mean, you don't know what you don't know. So I mean, different things can come into your life and change your perspective, and that is fine. But also being open and being honest, and that is funny. I just noticed that is 2-3, and this is 3-2, and that is 4-3.
That is funny.
So there's 3s in all of them.
2, 3, 4.
Yes.
Yes, I like that.
Funny. And Miss Beauty's truth over here is about beauty, physical pleasure, and sensuality.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of it. I think, like you said in the beginning, it can be a lot of different things, but I think primarily what this is probably about this discussion is what you want in the bedroom. What do you like? Who do you like?
How do you like it?
How do you like it?
It is interesting because even as much as showing affection, we like to hold hands, and you like to put your arm around me, and I like to put my arm around you, and we like to snuggle, and it is fine.
Yeah.
Some people do not like that.
Yeah. I certainly have my limits, and sometimes I'm like, oh, there's a lot of people, let's pump the brakes.
I don't want them. Yes. That's fine. But I mean, even at home.
Yeah.
But even in the comfort of our own home, when we are snuggling or whatever.
Yeah.
Some people don't like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a friend
I get what you're saying.
who she loves that. She loves that intimacy. She loves the holding hands and the cuddling and the arm around you and the touching and just.
Yeah.
And yet, she is dating a man who does not do that.
Why?
Right!
Why?
Why? And then she longs for it, and she's like, oh, God, how I wish he would give this to me. And I'm like, well, didn't you know this?
Right?
Like, didn't you know? Well, I thought maybe.
He'd change.
He would change.
No. Stop it.
Maybe
Stop it.
all of a sudden, he would want to touch me and snuggle me. And it would not be awkward for him to just reach out and touch me.
Yeah, put the guy in therapy and, he doesn't blow his brains out over the whole subject. Maybe then. But the fight and struggle to get there for something that you want and he doesn't.
Well, and then the other part of it is, well, maybe I don't really need it.
And that's ridiculous.
Maybe I can. Maybe I like him enough that the not touching and the not.
And then it turns into resentment.
Right.
It turns into resentment because you deny yourself something you want for years, maybe decades. You think that's not going to wear? Maybe for a little while you can do it.
Oh, golly gee, yes. As a matter of fact, I know somebody who was married for near on 40 years who was that
scary.
type of person.
That's a scary number.
Who liked to be touched and liked to dance and liked to do these things and was married to somebody who did not enjoy that at all.
Oh, my. And this leads to cheating. That's what leads to cheating. And, personal experience, had a friend couple and it did not work because he did not like to dance. He did not like to cuddle. And even though I was the friend, I was the dancer of the group and the cuddler. So,
I do like to cuddle.
right? And I think almost, I don't even have a card for it in front of me, but, it was almost like a we were like a threesome couple without integrating completely. And
What is that card that just...
oh boy, a glimpse. Indigo, Rainbow, Crystal Children, and Beyond. You know, and I do believe that's what that relationship was a glimpse of, you know, how you could do things. Like, you know, if it had been like a complete, like, okay, welcome to our relationship. You complete this relationship. But it has to, you know, that's a lot of work on a lot of people to, you know, okay, I'm with him and I like that about him and I like him and that about him and they're best friends. So this could work.
It could work.
You know? So I felt, you know, and it was certainly an interesting relationship and with mistakes made by all, but it was certainly a learning experience. But it also could have been so much more for all of us, I think, if we had realized it was more for all of us.
And it brings me back to you don't know what you don't
If that's
know.
confusing for you, I apologize.
They will get what they need.
Yes.
That is funny. The church bells are ringing.
Church bells are ringing.
See, and this is why we work together.
Yes.
Because if I hid who I was and I did not sing at every possible moment that I could break out into song,
Right? Yes.
then I would not be who I am.
Yes.
My cousin once told me that she felt like she was in a musical when she was with me.
Oh,
What
God.
I do, I just start singing. Well, you know that.
Well, what was it? Follow the Yellow Brick. I used to either sing it at work when I was with that friend or whistle the tune. I drove him nuts with that one, but yes. But it is. It's that connection with, you know, people and how being your authentic self. You know, singing, whistling, whatever it is.
Being
You know,
just silly.
yeah, enjoying the most out of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Yes. And the sensuality just keeps on poking out at me.
So,
And then I was drawn to pick another card, and I got this one, which I honestly, I have had this deck for many years, and I have never seen this card.
what is it? I can't read it backwards.
Golden Gift.
Golden
Magical
Gift.
help is on its way.
Yay. So perhaps there is help on the way for us, for whoever's watching. That
Just to be honest, I mean,
yeah.
you know, and I think
This
too.
one jumped out for me. This one is the Silver Sisters. Time to take protection from toxic thoughts and energy.
Well, and I think lying about who you are is a certainly toxic trait.
Yeah.
It does not serve. It just does not serve. I have another friend, who, when they were dating, told their lover, very specifically, I like this thing.
Yeah.
I like this thing. I like this thing a lot. And the lover said, okay.
Yeah, and never did
not come through.
Yeah, no, that's not okay. That's
Did
not
not
okay.
come through.
That's not okay.
It is not okay. And again, it's like, well, maybe they won't want it. Maybe it's not really that important.
Oh my.
But it's like,
That's crazy.
right?
That's crazy.
Like, if you don't like it, for the love of Peter, just say I don't like it.
Well,
I mean, I've told you there are things that I'm like, I don't do that.
Yeah. So,
And it's either okay or it's not. And if it's not, then, you know, it was nice to know you, but we cannot progress any further.
Yeah.
Because it is not fair. It's not fair for me to do something that I don't want to do, and it is not fair to deny you of something that you would want me to do.
Yeah. She's a monster. No, but I mean, yeah, and like I had to think about it. I was like, oh, do I care? And it was a no. I don't really care that much about it, and so it was like, all right, there are other things I enjoy, and we go on with our lives. I don't feel truly denied over that one, so it's fine.
I'm glad.
I am fine, but but I mean, yes, but we had to have the discussion, and I had to be like, yeah, I'm okay, is that something that 20 years from now I'll be like, oh God,
if only she had done this thing.
Yeah,
I hope not.
no. It'll be on my tombstone. She never.
Right? Damn her.
Right? No, I'm fine.
I was very upfront about it. I was like, no, maybe occasionally, but no.
Now she's trying things.
But it's like,
only on your birthday.
Right? Now they're all like, what could it be?
Yeah, right.
But if you
leave guessing comments down below.
But if you had said no, this is like really important to me.
Yeah.
Then I would have had to have a talk with myself and said, can you do this?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, right, but it would have been discussed at the beginning.
Yes, rather than
not
10 years down.
Later,
yeah.
Or 4 years later, or 10 years later, or
yeah.
God only knows. And it's like, I've been married for 40 years and he still won't hold my hand. Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't have this clue the other 39 years? I mean, what?
Yeah.
This should not be shocking.
No, because, but when you deny yourself these things and you don't have the discussion...
You become bitter and angry.
Yeah, you have this toxic thoughts.
Right.
Yeah, right there.
It's like, this is who I am, and this is who I'm trying to be, and making believe that I am.
Yeah.
Here are my two little faces.
Yeah.
Who I show you and who I am.
Yeah. Yep.
And how dare you not give me this thing that I am not telling you that I want, and then I'm going to hate you for not giving me the thing that I'm not telling you that I want.
Yes. Yep. So.
It is stupidity if I have ever seen it in my life.
Oh, no.
It makes me so angry. I do have a friend who many moons ago I knew, and we were in a situation where I did speak my truth, and they looked at me and they were like, my God, it is a novel thing to see somebody who actually says what they want and what they mean.
Yeah, goes a long way.
It makes it so much easier.
Right?
Then you have the opportunity to say, yes, this is in line with me, or no, it is not.
Yeah.
Before getting entangled in something that does not serve anybody.
Yeah. I mean, you deny yourself, then you're trapped with a child, and then now you're like, oh, I'm committed for 18, 20 years.
But it is not even. It is forever. When you share a child with somebody, that person is in your life. This whole 18 and they're out of my life is fucking bullshit.
Well, no, they're still in your life, but you might... Okay, we tried this for 20 years and the child has now left the home, so now maybe I'm going to try something new. Yeah, deuces. Right? But yeah, no, this person is always in your life.
They're in your life.
Yeah, I mean, no, I've certainly had those issues where I have a child with this person not going anywhere.
No.
So,
forever and ever, you are going to be the parents of this
child. Yeah.
You share a child, therefore your lives are intertwined forever, whether you want to or not.
Oh boy. Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I crushed my cousin's bubble the other day too when I told her that, because she was like, oh, in however many months my child is going to be 18 and then I never have to deal with her father again. I was like, that is not realistic. No. I am sorry. No. I would love to tell you that yes, done, but no. No, this child is going to graduate, this child is going to go to college, this child is going to get married, this child is going to have children. Yeah. Now you're going to be sharing grandchildren. Yes. So, before you have a conversation and say, do I really want to be with this person? Do I want to raise a child with this person?
Yeah.
Are my thoughts in alignment with this person? For the love of baby Jesus? Be honest with each other.
Yeah. I mean... and don't be with someone to take advantage of them.
Well, that too.
Because, my God.
Again, it doesn't start. Well, what was that instant karma card that we had?
Oh, I think that was that
might
deck.
Have been in the other deck.
The other deck. I'm not sure where. But yeah, you do silly things, and the universe
kicks you in the ass.
Mm-hmm. What were you thinking?
Mm-hmm.
So think before you act. Treat others the way you want to be treated. The worse you treat somebody, though, they don't have to do anything. The universe is going to take care of the whole thing. So, I just go on with my life.
That is it. I mean, all you can do is be the best person that you can be and move on and do what you were doing.
Yeah. Honestly,
and being honest. Asking for what you want and being honest.
Yeah. That's it. So
being honest with yourself, being honest with others.
Yeah. It's important.
It is important.
Honesty, being your authentic self.
Yes.
And, saying what you really want. So, these are important things. No, nothing may ever be 110%, but you having an honest foundation, being who you really are, goes a long way compared to I put on an act, we're trapped, and now what? Now we have to make this work because there's kids for the next lifetime. Oops, maybe.
Oopsie daisy.
Yeah, not wise.
Maybe we should not have had a child right away.
No, not so much.
Before I even knew your name.
Yeah. Wadsworth.
I'm having your baby. What is your name again?
What is your name again? Oh God.
What did you call yourself?
Right.
Oh dear God.
Oswaldo called me instead. No.
Oh, hello, Oswaldo.
Oh, still pulling cards.
It's funny. It's Green Man's Bride, a sacred union, commitment ceremony, maturing into a deep relationship. So what were we just talking about? About being honest and
yes,
and building that foundation on trust and honesty
and you get a gift out of that.
Right. Well, it is a gift to be able to be myself and not have to censor who I am.
Yeah.
Could you imagine me not breaking out into song every once in a while, like I do?
No, but I love that you're yourself and you're having fun and doing your thing, because I do the same thing.
Right.
So it's like,
right, and we're both silly in our own ways, and we both do our crazy things.
Yeah, and we entertain people wherever we go. It's just what we do, from our jobs to just on the streets or on our videos.
Right.
It is all right. We have each other because we were our authentic selves.
Mm-hmm.
And it works.
Yes.
So, be yourself.
Be yourself.
And it all started with being honest.
Yeah.
So.
He looks very comfortable in that chair.
So be honest to get the beauty. All right?
They are a cute little pair.
Right? Yes.
I like them.
Yes, and if she's wearing that outfit for you, your honesty paid off.
Right. Well, I mean, that could be part of it. Like, do you like to dress up? Do you...
Yeah, role play.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's those little things that it's like if one person likes it and the other person thinks it's stupid, it's never going to work.
Yeah, no. I mean, if you're, very timid and whatever in the bedroom, that's great. But if the other person suddenly breaks out the ball gag and the whips and chains and you're like, fuck my life, what is happening here? It's quite,
Safe word.
Safe word! Pineapple!
I'm told it's supposed to be, what is it, oatmeal, I think? Because
Oatmeal?
I think it is the only word that you can actually say with a ball gag. I think. I think that
is this from experience, you know this?
No. It is not.
It's the only thing you can say with a cock in your mouth. Oatmeal!
I think that would go in the column of no.
No.
I think. I might go in the no column.
If you hear your neighbors yelling oatmeal, you know what's going on. Go help that poor bastard.
Right. You're like, I've got you, buddy.
I got you. Step away from the man with the cane.
You're like, what is happening in there?
Oh.
Yes, no.
Get that fluffy bunny away from his asshole, please.
Be honest with your desires.
Because somebody else's desires may not match yours.
They may not. You might end up with a ball gag and be like, oh God.
Or fluffy bunnies.
Right. And maybe you do like something a little bit more risque.
Yeah.
And you're dating somebody who's very magoo and does not like any of that.
Yeah. I mean, it all depends
And then
on...
what do you do?
Yeah. It all depends on who you are.
And what you enjoy and what you like. And it really... And that is why being honest with who you are and what you like.
Yeah.
And not being like, oh, yes, I will do this thing for you. And then being like, oh, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah. Or dreading
maybe
your sexual experience with
week.
each other.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, oh God, I hope he doesn't ask me to do that thing that I said I would do, but I really didn't want to, but I only said it because he's really cute.
Right? Yeah. Can't hide that forever. Not gonna work.
No, because eventually he's going to figure out that you're not putting out what you said you were putting out.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. And it is not. I mean, it's sad. It's sad for everybody.
Yeah,
Because
it's a waste. Because you're emotionally invested, but yet you don't work, and so people get upset, and then cheating and all the other shenanigans happen. Right?
that is why, be honest before the stakes are so high.
Right? Yeah.
Before your heart gets involved. Before it's like, oh God, I love you. Oh, you're magical. Oh, hey, by the way, I have 2 kids that I forgot to mention.
Yeah, I mean, the little things. Yeah.
It's okay, though, because they live out of state, so I hardly ever see them.
DSS has got them. It's great. Oh.
No big deal. It's like, you couldn't have told me this 6 months ago. You forgot that you had children.
Yeah. Right?
It just slipped your mind that you had 2 children.
Yeah, and you're going on TV next week to find out who the father is with the blood test. It could be one of 3 guys. It's great.
Like, that would have been useful information
Yesterday. Yeah, before people are invested. You know what? Maybe your past isn't perfect, but be honest.
Be honest and say, you know what? I mean, I have children. You have children.
Yeah. It matters.
It does.
It matters.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, if you want 14 children and I don't want any more children, then
yeah,
we need to have a conversation and go, all right, well, where are these 14 children coming from? Because they're not coming out of this body.
Well, the way the Democrats talk these days, who knows? I can do it myself. We'll see how it goes.
You probably could. You could probably impregnate yourself, given a few more operations. Oh, this.
I don't know if I'm game for that one. That's a whole discussion we might have to have.
I would not suggest it. I think if you want children, perhaps you can find another way of getting them.
Excellent. I appreciate that.
I like your body the way it is.
I do too. I work out. I keep the abs.
You do. You look good. Your arms feel good. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a lucky lady.
Yes, you are. I'm a
He's
lucky
very
man.
modest too.
Oh, I try to be.
Yes, you are a lucky man.
All right. On that note, this is getting long too. So this was part 2. I don't even know what the first one was. Be honest.
It is be honest. Yes.
Be honest.
Ask for what you want and be honest.
All right. Have a great night. Bye.